Array. An array is a collection of data stored in the continuous order. It is a linear data structure to access the data. An array stores a fixed-size sequential collection of elements of the same type. An array is used to store a collection of data, but it's often more useful to think of an array as a collection of variables of the same type. All arrays consist of contiguous memory locations. The lowest address corresponds to the first element and the highest address to the last element. Creating arrays in VB.NET. To declare an array in VB.NET, you use a dim statement. The example shows how to create, access, and operate the array. Dim is used to declare the array. The value may be declared at the access time or at the run time. The elements in an array can be stored and accessed by using the index of the array. The following program demonstrates this. This is the sample code for declaring and accessing the array. The console is to write the program in the output box. It is a program to print from 100 to 110 using for loop. When the above code is compiled and executed, it produces the following result. Dynamic arrays. Dynamic arrays are arrays that can be dimensioned and redimensioned as per the need of the program. You can declare a dynamic array using the redim statement. Syntax for redim statement, where the preserve keyword helps to preserve the data in an existing array when you resize it. Array name is the name of the array to redimension. Subscript specifies the new dimension. Sample program. In dynamic array, the length should be declared dynamically. It is declared by using redim statement. No special reason for redim. It's a syntax used for dynamic array declaration. It produces the following result. Multidimensional arrays. VB.NET allows multidimensional arrays. Multidimensional arrays are also called rectangular arrays. You can declare a two-dimensional array of strings as a three-dimensional array of integer variables. The following program demonstrates creating and using a two-dimensional array. When the code is compiled and executed, it produces the following result. Jagged array. Declaring an array using a defined array is called a jagged array. A jagged array is an array of arrays. The following code shows declaring a jagged array named scores of integers. The following example illustrates using a jagged array. When the code is compiled and executed, it produces the following result. The array class. The array class is a base class for all the arrays in VB.NET. It is defined in the system namespace. The array class provides various properties and methods to work with the arrays. Properties of the array class. Is fixed size gets a value indicating whether the array has a fixed size. Is read-only gets a value indicating whether the array is read-only. Length gets a 32-bit integer that represents the total number of elements in all the dimensions of the array. Long length gets a 64-bit integer that represents the total number of elements in all the dimensions of the array. Rank gets the rank, number of dimensions of the array. Methods of the array class. Sets a range of elements in the array to 0, to false, or to null, depending on the element type. Copies a range of elements from an array starting at the first element and pastes them into another array starting at the first element. The length is specified as a 32-bit integer. Copies all the elements of the current one-dimensional array to the specified one-dimensional array starting at the specified destination array index. The index is specified as a 32-bit integer. Gets a 32-bit integer that represents the number of elements in the specified dimension of the array. Gets a 64-bit integer that represents the number of elements in the specified dimension of the array. Gets the lower bound of the specified dimension in the array. Gets the type of the current instance, inherited from object. Methods of the array class. Gets the upper bound of the specified dimension in the array. Gets a value at the specified position in the one-dimensional array. The index is specified as a 32-bit integer. searches for the specified object and returns the index of the first occurrence within the entire one-dimensional array. Reverses the sequence of the elements in the entire one-dimensional array. Sets a value to the element at the specified position in the one-dimensional array. The index is specified as a 32-bit integer. Sorts the elements in an entire one-dimensional array using the I-comparable implementation of each element of the array. Returns a string that represents the current object inherited from object. Example: the following program demonstrates use of some of the methods of the array class. This is the sample program using the array class methods. All the methods are not implemented, only the most important methods are implemented. Result of the program.